We say, I'm going down, down, down. So get on up. Get on up, so get on up now. Get on up, so get on up. Get on up, so get on up now. Get on up, so get on up. Shining up good, going in the neighborhood. The energy is pretty light tonight. That's good. Someone to kiss, someone to miss, someone to love for a lifetime, to be loved, to be loved, to be loved. Oh, what a feeling is to be loved. Nice. Very nice. May the power of blue argonite propel you. May the power of blue argonite propel you. May the power of blue argonite propel you. And as you know, we give you the power of the Virja to help you cut through ignorance, trident power in crystallized form. And then all that you manifest, I give you the diamond that amplifies everything that you try to do. And if I didn't give you the full fractal, I'd be shorting you. So I give you the full fractal and the possibilities of the Virja to cut through ignorance. And so nobody thinks I'm trying to fool them. There's the Virja, again in its full form. And so we give it to you in sound. Thank you. That was powerful. That was very powerful. You can get to see the player a little better. Let's bring him in, show you how magnificent I am. Well, greetings, everyone. My name is Big Pontiac, and this is the Chocolate Mountain Show. I'm the holder of the infinite sacred ball game created by the Hero Twins. And I'm also your one and only Galactic Daddy-O, welcoming each and all the Chocolate Mountaineers to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to beyond, like a neutrino. And tonight, we're switching it up a little bit on y'all. We are still staying with Michigan's very own founders, but this is called Rubas. I think that the U is a different sound, but it's raspberry ale. Gravity is 5.7, so fairly strong. So pop them if you got them. And look at the color. Ooh, look at that smoke coming out. Look at that. Ooh, ooh. But look at that nice raspberry color. And it's interesting because there's more the malteds and stuff in here than actually raspberry, but it still gives it that nice, nice color. I don't even know if I can show this, but I've had a big piece of shatter for a while, and I stuck it in here. Look at that. A lot of y'all might say I'm wasting it, but it's so much stuff in here that it is going to smoke. So smoke them if you want them. This is my Calumet Charles Henderson special. Whoa. Greetings, everyone. I come to you not as a piece, but offering you gentleness. And I am no threat. Maybe a verbal threat, but oh shit. So right on. And as always, we're going to give you the transformation of the wear baby. The feline consciousness, I guess we can call it. And what you got to notice is, this one's not a good representation, but he has fangs. He has fangs. This Talalak has fangs. So I give you the Talalak energy, the shock energy, the storm energy. Again, this is the temple. This is a view of the Totokantan with the pyramid of the moon, and the sun is in the center. And this is Omen. See, they've lied forever, and they tried to hide that the Omen created this. Because again, they find the jade mask. What do they call it? The cornerstone. So on the bottom of the pyramid, they find in this stuff. They find in jade and serpentine. And so we know it's the Omen, so quit lying. Now, I don't think I have to prove that the mound builders was American Indians. And I mean East Coast Indians, but Omen. The Omen came into the Americas. It appears like the Omen was probably uncreated. I know that blows a lot of minds, but it does appear like that. Dr. Winters. Where you at, Clyde Winters? But anyway, again, this is written by a native. Some good stuff in there, but racist. Natives is racist too, right? Natives don't want to give us our props. And that's all right, because they think we're going to take money from them. But I've showed you over and over again that the Omen was all through the Americas. Let me make sure I know where this is, so you can get it. I want to give you in context. Yeah, okay. This is the proper context, yeah. So Poverty Point, let me get this right, is in Louisiana. Poverty Point is in Louisiana, and we have several reconstructions artists what they thought Poverty Point looked for at 1300 BC. Again, the Omen in Louisiana. But that's not the thing that caught my eye. Again, if you do enough studying, you look for certain things. I wasn't even looking for this, but I found it. And this is in their own writing. This is again Poverty Point. But what do they point to? I don't know if you can see the writing, if that's clear enough. But that word right there says ball court. Again, this is probably the oldest ball court. This is from the 5th century. Right here. And as we see of the temple and the sun and the moon, we see an area that was more than likely a ball court at one time. Again, this is all, but you see areas where they left areas for the ball courts, even in the sun and the moon. There were areas where the ball court would be. As I said before, a lot of Europeans don't seem to understand that the ball courts were not just used for sports. The ball courts were also created for grieving. And I want to tell you that these are 2 examples of grieving ball courts. These were not playing ball courts. I saw some Macetos try to play in this. Is that stupid as what? Macetos going up on the corners and they put that, because you know when you see hoops, they don't put them hoops up there. A lot of them hoops was broke down and they put them up there. I think they put it up sideways so they say, well, we can't say we copied basketball. But as you see, these are grieving ball courts. These are not playing ball courts. Or playing could be ceremonial, but again, these are for grieving. Part of, as I said many times, if you want to grieve, go to a softball field, go to a park, especially if you lose a child. These are places that are made to absorb these energies. I've said this for years. Like my high school, me being the first one at my high school to dunk a ball never went away. That energy went through everyone. Anyone else that came behind me, do you understand? That energy that I put in there, just like the ones that came before me, that energy stays there and it's shared. That's what I was looking for. I was like, where's the little bit? Y'all remember champagne? You guys talk about champagne. It actually tastes better than champagne. All right, let's see who joined me on the Chocolate Mountain. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Crazy Sarge, my main man. Lobo, man, I'm sorry I missed your live. Did not get the heads up message, and I'm subscribed to get your messages, and it didn't come through. I was watching the football game. So I got to still watch your break. Now, I like to wait till I work, and I doubt I might go to work Saturday. I don't know. Necessary Evil, thank you for joining me. But yeah, Lobo, I didn't even watch your breakdown, but I read earlier about, the sacrifice of the tight end's brother. And that's the price of fame. The price of fame is really hell. And sad thing about it is, fame is fame. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, the notification's been acting crazy. Yeah, I didn't get it, man. I didn't get it. I definitely didn't get it because I was sitting there. I was, I go through to see. And then right when I was like, because I just walked in the door. I just came home. And when I came home, I was like, damn, I was scrolling. I was like, damn, he came on. But I'm glad you appreciate, yeah, I've talked about this for a long time because when the games are played, the games continue. The energy stays there. So baseball, little boys, baseball, softball, whatever it is, ice skating rink. Once energy is put on there, that energy keeps moving. The energy doesn't dissipate. So more is, and as I've said before, you have people that play basketball that never saw the other person play, yet they play just alike. As I said, I had a young farm boy on a team that I coached play like brothers I've seen, and he never in his life saw these brothers. This dude had a move where he wanted to bump and he'd fall away off the bump. Now, how did he learn that? This dude played Catholic basketball. No, they were Christians. They were Christians. He played Christian basketball. How did he know to make contact and fall away? Where could he have possibly learned that? He didn't learn that from no brother. So it was just something naturally in him. He'd feel contact, he'd fall away. He'd get close enough, and he'd like hit you with that shoulder, and he'd fall off you. You know how many? I even used that move, make the contact to fall away. You know, because you can kind of, you watch me play my son. You saw me give him one. Like take that and fall away. OTF, what's happening, man? So sorry I didn't make you live. So. But yeah, it's. I mean, they want to make us think. We go through things, we're all alone, and there's no remedy to make us to take some of this sorrow. Sorrow is another thing that can kill you. Sorrow can also kill you. I mean, there are people in this world that literally die from broken hearts, and nothing's physically wrong with them. My friend's mother more than likely died that way. After her husband got killed, it broke her heart so bad she never recovered. And it probably took her life. Probably took her life where her children weren't all grown yet. I think they were junior high, some in high school. And this is, we talking about 50 years ago. But she probably died of a broken heart. I've talked to all of her children, and that's what they pretty much all agree. So that's sad. But if she would have known there's places that will absorb this energy from you. Now, it's never going to erase it. It's never going to go away. It's like when you're grown and you lose teeth, you pull it out and it stops hurting, but there's still a hole there. Stop hurting after a while, but it's still a hole there. Unless you get, the piece of metal there to hook another tooth on it. So, yeah, that happened to my baseball coach's grandpa. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, very common. There's other stories where, people just die from broken hearts. Anderson .Paak said, your heart don't stand a chance. Sometimes that's true. Your heart don't stand a chance. And grief and sorrow can overcome you. But the point of life is to live. And death is a part of life. I mean, there's no part of your life where you didn't see things that died. When you was little enough to kill a bug, you experienced that. You're old enough to play with the fly swatter and just swat flies. You taking their lives. Now, granted, we look at other forms of life as less than human life. I mean, you kill bugs, you ain't going to jail for first degree. But we still experience life and death at a very early age. As I said before, one of my aunts, one of my uncle's wives, I think her grandmother passed, and the body was still in the house, and I was young. I never forgot that, the way she looked, the way the family treated her, and then they buried her in their family cemetery. Never sent it to you don't have to get embalmed unless city law says that. How many people I know got their own cemeteries? We got Ampey. We got cemetery in Ampeys in Lawton on Isom, and that's Young Ripper. Where you get Isom from? I know, you can't really copyright first names like that, but we got proof of 100 and some years ago of Isom Ampey. That's one of our names. But on Isom's property in Lawton, Michigan, we got Dicey, born in 18, died. No, Dicey was born in. She's like born in 1815, 1819, somewhere in there. And she's buried there. My great-grandparents are buried there. My grandmother's not buried there. I didn't understand why she didn't want to be buried there. Even my cousin Kelly died very young, 22, 23, car accident. She's buried there. But my grandfather, my great-great-grandfather was in the Civil War. He's buried there. George Washington Ampe. He's buried there. And I can't say if I'm going to be buried there or not. I don't know. I don't really want to be buried. I'd rather just be cremated. I think it's easier to go back to source. I heard some people say it's hard to, what did she say? You know, you cremate, you need the body to continue to the beyond. And I was like, man, need to get off what you're on, honey, because it don't really quite work that way. Oh, getting them vertebrae. Getting them vertebrae. But love is love. I mean, love, just because, you know, maybe one thing didn't work out, you never know. What did he say? Love is just a touch away. I mean, I be feeling people years before I even meet them, I be feeling them around me. You know, it's like, wow, what is this? Why do I feel this? And I'll even glimpse at times. It seemed like it'd be somebody sitting next to me. And it's like, wow, where is this coming from? And so I saw things building for me. And I'm a pretty fly guy. Know how to talk. But did you guys watch? Did y'all watch the game tonight? The over and under. Well, if you took the Bears tonight, you won, because Seattle gave up 3.5, which easy money. But the other one was the over and under was 39. And what was the score? They finished. The total score was 38. Did y'all peep that? Because I thought I was in trouble for a second, because what was it? 20? It was 24-0, something like that. Then the turnovers. And why did they go for 2? Did y'all notice that they went for 2? Why did they go for 2 in a preseason game? Hey, PJ, thank you for joining me. Why did they go for 2 during a preseason game? Sitting there telling my friend, like, why are they going for 2 in a preseason game? Okay, you want the experience when they could have easily kicked the field goal. But they got it. At the end of the game, they had the ball again to break the over and under. They could have kicked the field goal. At the end of the game, they could have kicked the field goal to break the over and under, and they didn't. A touchdown wasn't going to help them. If they got a touchdown, all the touchdown was going to allow them to do, they couldn't even kick off. If the time runs out, you still can't even kick off. So it made no sense to go for it, because other than the point spread. And, of course, they failed. Because if they wanted the over and under to go away, they would have kicked the field goal, and the over would have won. If y'all didn't check that out tonight. Because what was it at halftime? 17-0, and then the Bears got that turnover on the punt. And you know the dude that dropped the punt, they ain't let him go. He's getting fired tonight. The dude from Seattle that dropped that punt. Now, unless he's a starter and unless he's a high draft pick, if he's not, he's gone. Here's a funny football story. So it was a dude who was trying out for a team. There's another dude trying out for the team. And the dude brought his goddamn parrot in there. Parrot. Do you understand? So this dude was a kick returner. He was a kick returner, punt returner. The dude fumbled a kick. So he comes in there with the parrot. Again, this is a new team for both of us. He comes in there with the parrot. We played a preseason exhibition, whatever game. The dude leaves the parrot in the locker. And the parrot is doing what parrots do. He's shitting all over, but mostly in his locker. Don't you know, this dude dropped a kick. He fumbled a kickoff, and he fumbled a punt. Yeah, do you think the parrot was in the locker room after the game? He got cut, and the parrot got cooked. I don't know. I don't think preseason is scripted. I know somebody who was out there, and he's only on the practice team. What's that got to do with the game being scripted? All the games are scripted. Again, they could have easily beat the over and under. Easily kicked the field goal and beat the over and under. And I don't want to hear that bullshit. We're practicing the 2-minute offense. The idea is to score. So, yeah, they're all scripted. Why is it a betting line? Why is it a betting line? If the game has a betting line on it, the game is scripted. That means every single game. As I said, watch Stafford Steve and Van Pelt when they show you the bloopers. And you see these black colleges where they end up scoring 6-8 points. Why? To break the over and under. Or even, I mean, it's just the most ridiculousness. And they mock. ESPN shows these. And people have to understand what you're seeing. So they're all scripted. Of course, he signs even these. Now, I'll say this. Everybody ain't got to know. One reason why they want Tom Brady to keep playing, the same reason why they wanted Michael Jordan to keep playing, these people know how to do the script. It's harder to bring new people in. So that's why you saw Kobe playing forever. Despite his game being zero, Kobe was given $40-some million. Hurt the last 10 years of his career. Still, $40 million. Y'all remember that? Old Kobe sucked. I mean, he took, 1,000 shots to make 60 points? If they would have done that for me that night and let me shoot 1,000 shots, I could have scored 60 points against them. That's right. If you can bet on it, it's scripted. If you can bet on it, the game is already compromised. All sports are compromised. Again, read Doherty's book. I forget the other book I got where the dude tells you about these owners, and these owners is gangsters. Like Rosenblum that owned the Rams and the Colts at one time, and how he mysteriously is in a riptide. Who would go in the ocean near a riptide? A person that's lived on the ocean your whole life. No, they took him out in the ocean and murdered him. Alchemist Handbook. Thank you for joining me. So it's naive to think that it's not. But again, everybody ain't got to know. I mean, right now, some of these weak players don't have to know. Now, will a player fumble it like that guy fumbled it on purpose? He could have. If we see number 89 for the Seahawks play again, and it's the same dude, then we know he was scripted to fumble. If you understand. So, but do your own research. I ain't here to convert anybody. I'm just here to give commentary to life situations. And I have a high level of understanding sports. I'm almost probably a sports scientist or social sports scientist more than most. Because again, most people don't know that sports is spiritual. Sports is teamwork. Sports is working with your brother. The way the Europeans did it was Adam, or what was Cain and Abel. Who do you think they're copying? Who do you think they call Gemini? Why do you think all this stuff? Why do you think it's an emphasis on the twins? Wonder Twin Power Activate. Remember that? Y'all remember that? Wonder, y'all, a lot of y'all old enough. Wonder Twin Power Activate. Twins again. So the twins working together, not fighting each other. So, OCs and DCs exchange preseason game plans casually when they meet for drinks. I would almost say templates. They've got templates that they pass each other. I mean, it's just like one of the reasons I said years ago, if you study movies, is one of the first things they noticed was sword fighting. You watch Fairbanks, Douglas Fairbanks, and he's sword fighting and shit. and where's the talk? No talking. Nobody's talking. They sword fighting. But as I've said many times, move and counter moves always film well. And that's why martial arts is always filmed well. And that's why boxing is always filmed well, because it's move, counter move. So in offensive schemes, there is plays that will be given defenses. And you watch film to see what a person's habit is. Is he going to rush a couple steps instead of just drop straight back? Are the DBs going to take, is the safety going to take his read steps and then come out? Is the safety cheat? I mean, it's counter moves for every kind of play. So they just set up the play. Again, it's simple as putting fast on slow, weak on strong. It's that simple. So, okay. NBA pick. I don't know. Russell Dyan. I would say Russell Dyan would be more of a non-scoring. And so maybe it's Ben. Maybe where Ben Simmons is playing. Wouldn't that be the Nets? Maybe Ben Simmons. I'll say Nets without Durant, but it looked like Durant gonna stay with the Nets. But I'm just wondering because Bill Russell really wasn't a scorer. I mean, again, hell of a rebounder. Probably the second best rebounder in the league behind Wilt. Probably that. I mean, the numbers just don't lie. The greatest rebounder, I think, in the playoff history, I think. If I read that right. I mean, 20 rebounds ain't easy. Let's see. I think sports. I think professional. I think professionals still grind out and put in the work, but it's very well orchestrated acting. Oh, indeed. Yeah, definitely put in the work. You know, you play against NBA players, no matter if they play or not, they can play. Never said that. Never said people don't have skill. There's a story that straight up mentioned that coach blatantly told the opposing coach what plays that they'd run following the kickoff. Not surprised. It's like I say, you put a template over and you know what, you put the template over and you know what's going to work and don't work. And it's the same as counter moves. It's the exact same thing, especially in football. Thank you, Necessary Evil. Thoughts on wrestling? Wrestling is, as I said before, this is one reason why I don't understand why the rest of the sports don't come out and say they fix, because you can bet on wrestling. You can inline bet on the wrestling matches, on TNT wrestling matches, on the pay-per-view wrestling matches. You still bet on that stuff. So it didn't take away the popularity. They still pack the places where they fight. So wrestling hasn't went anywhere. That's why wrestling did so well during the pandemic. They didn't need fans. They already got the script. So it was easier for wrestling without the fans. It was easy for them because they did the same script they would do if the fans were there. So wrestling, it evolved right into the pandemic perfectly because they didn't really need the fans to be there to script it. If you guys remember. I thought it was Rodman. Yeah, I think it's Bill Russell. When they were showing him die, I'm pretty sure Bill Russell is the all-time leading rebounders. Or maybe he could be second, but he's first or second. Maybe he's first or second. I will could be right. Hey, Unique Breed. Hey, Wapo. Thank you for joining me. So he could be second. He could be second, but I thought they said he was first. Wrestling is blatantly fake. They shouldn't even be a question. Oh, absolutely fake. I never said it wasn't. I'm just saying it's one of the better scripted things. Yep. You can bet on wrestling. Yeah, you can bet on wrestling. Yes. Super Bowl, Super Owl. Equals Super Owl. That's interesting. Yeah, you can bet on wrestling. You didn't know that? Look it up. You can bet on wrestling, too. No, not your little local wrestling like we got in Hopkins, Minnesota. Not that. But you look at the TNT stuff, you can bet on that stuff. There's a line for pretty much everything. And now with the new inline betting, now I want to see the numbers people crack the inline game betting. But yeah, the sacrifices, that's tough. So I say the price of fame is really hell. And like we seeing with Watson. Watson beat 2 criminal grand juries. And you know what the saying is a good district attorney can convict a ham sandwich. If the attorney came down with papers and sent papers to the grand jury on a ham sandwich, he can write up a case and show you that the ham sandwich is guilty. Despite their greatest efforts, they showed that the man didn't do anything criminally wrong. Now, the woman that gives me a massage, I'm naked up in there. Every time I turn around, the shit hits her in the face, She says, turn around. I turn around, can't help it. I don't try to do it. It's just, there's not a lot of space in there. She ain't never took me to jail. Do you understand? So Watson probably did something similar. He just turned around and shit was smacking him in the face. All right. So that's my pick. I'll say, I'm gonna say that is because of Bill Russell's lack of scoring. I would say the Nets. That's going to be my early pick. Is the Nets because of Simmons just got his money. Simmons got a great chunk of that $20 million, and he's not really a scorer, more of a complimentary player. I would say if there's any Bill Russell, this with him. So that would be my early pick on them. So I'll say that. Hey, Black Trunks, how you doing? I just got done going live. Oh, why didn't I gotta? Oh man, I missed your live. I'm sorry. Golly, I'll have to go back and watch your stuff. Leonard, how you doing? All attorneys know that the defendant is guilty until proven innocent. There you go. But so what they said in the beginning of Watson thing, where he wasn't about to get nothing, but it became an ego thing with Goodell. See, Goodell created another way that somebody else could make a decision, but still he should be able to appeal it. How would Goodell have any way to appeal it? So nothing changed, and that's what the players should go after. Nothing's changed. If Goodell can appeal it, what was the point of getting this other judge? So he shouldn't have got anything. He shouldn't have got anything. That's my way I feel it. And you know, it's a money grab. For all them women, it's a money grab. And I don't want to hear that. Well, he didn't harm any woman. He didn't harm any woman. He didn't do anything criminal. Now, maybe he was a little freaky getting massages. We don't know. But people kept accepting him. And some of them people he saw more than once. So, and I ain't fuck him. I ain't defending him. Fuck him, you know. Should be fun rig season. Looking forward to your content in the football season. Oh yeah, we open out. We gonna bring it during football. Yeah, we're definitely gonna bring it during football. Just funny how this thing goes. You know, I've been sitting on that Buxton home run where the announcer tells you pretty much, and it's a walk-off home run. The announcer pretty much is telling you. I've sat on that for a while, and all of a sudden that gets more views than I've had in a minute. Make that make sense. Why people care about that all of a sudden? Well, I guess it did prove a point. But the point is all fixed. Deshaun Watson was just being a young, rich, single bachelor guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's, you know, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of this community guys that come in and guys I watch, like the young man I shared, you know, I was watching the game. And so, you know, I'd comment every now and then, but I just kept his show on just to give him the algorithm. So that's what I do a lot of times. I'll, you know, smaller channel. And actually his channel probably got more people than mine does, but nobody was hardly coming in, but I just gave him love, you know. And the stuff looked, I mean, his stuff is smoking looking. His stuff is smoking looking. So I love his setup. He shares some of his information, you know, so worth sharing. Ooh, I can do my foot too. Ooh. Oh yeah, getting that plantar fasciitis. And that's the problem with new tennis shoes. It can give you plantar fasciitis. That's why you get your new tennis shoes, walk around the house. Ooh, that's getting into it. Walk around your house in them. Just don't go and try to hoop or play in them. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Ooh, didn't know my foot was this sore. Whoa. Thermocane. You know, you can get these in crystal form too, like quartz. They ain't cheap, but this helps. This definitely helps. And I'm all about therapy, you know, not having to pay somebody to give me therapy. I'm all about that. I am all about that. It's like what makes it so random that it makes these squares and these pyramids? I mean, why do sunflowers and the seeds show the golden ratio? So, Watson got that money and had to pay for it. Pay for it. Yeah, those contracts are just loans. A lot of times they are. I'll say this. not one divineness, but what is my other friend's name? The enlightened one. The enlightened one was showing, saying that a lot of these people, again, they don't own the homes, they don't own the yachts, this big yacht like Tiger Woods supposedly got a 60 to $100 million yacht. They don't own that shit. That this is a lot of what did Sly call it? Illusion of wealth, because they want you to want to be them. So they put that illusion of wealth. Now, I'm not saying it ain't wealthy people, but I'm saying a lot of these people ain't wealthy like you think. Like Mark Cuban's story makes no sense. They want you to believe that this man quits college and has enough money to buy a restaurant. Now, up to that point, he was a modest, regular dude. But all of a sudden, he quits college and has enough money to buy a restaurant. And then they make you think that he created or had something to do with this American Online. He's just the face of it and sold it, and so he could buy a pro basketball team. I mean, these people are selected. What's the dude from MTV? Quantum of Science was breaking him down. It's like, these people, how did this idiot, this skateboarder, how did he get $100 million, supposedly? Why is he producing everything on MTV? I agree with Quantum. I mean, these people are selected. Now, not necessarily just random worked hard. I mean, I mentioned this last night. Look up the picture of Bill Clinton and John Kennedy. Do you think that picture was just happenstance? Well, Bill was in the Boy Scouts, and the Boy Scouts went to the White House, and everybody got to take their picture with Kennedy. Well, the other pictures don't mean anything. They were showing you right there, this young boy was selected. In a lot of ways, Trump was the same way. They showing you he was selected. Now, one that would have fooled you was Jimmy Carter. Nobody would have looked at Jimmy Carter and thought he would be president. Because he wasn't, as later Bush has put the term, the spell in the loop. Oh, let me tell you how, again, I always get on at the end of the day. But this is a funny one. Did y'all, RG3, did y'all see how he was dressed tonight? His shit is the crispiest. Oh, his shit is just boom, 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 everywhere you look. Did y'all see Booger McFarland's shit? He had a dark tie with polka dots, and then he had the heather blue. He had the heather blue suit, and he had a white handkerchief with blue polka dots. I mean, the shit was so contrasting. My eyes was just like blinding me looking at that shit. But I love RG3. That motherfucker might be one of the best people on TV as far as dressed. That shit is just the crispiest. He had the wise guy's collar. He had the fatter tie. His shit is just, man. Had the French cuffs. Just stay independent. Gosh, everything. Oh, what's up, Big A? But really told eventually I would have to sell my soul in the game because the ball eventually ends in the court you take. What's up, big bro? Kind of off topic, but got told that eventually would have to sell my soul in the music game because the ball eventually ends in that court. Well, it's hard to tiptoe around it. It really is. It's hard to tiptoe around it. Because when you tiptoe around it, they'll give you enough little bites to make you reel you in. And that's a business. It's hard to tiptoe around it. It really is. I watched from the old days. You look at dudes like Jackie Wilson that just destroyed. They showed the dude somebody on Facebook showed, what was this dude's name? Who Elvis stole the dude's whole style. Elvis stole Jackie Wilson's dance, but he actually sung the husky kind of the way Elvis sung. It was the brother that sung like that. I was like, wow. So it's like nothing original about some of these people. They've copied others. And again, Pat Boone was a motherfucker. Tutti frutti, all Judy, wop bop a boo bop a yam bam boom, tutti frutti. I mean, he was just so stiff. It was like the chord for Tutti Frutti is up tempo, not boring Pat Boone. Now Pat Boone's still doing commercials. You see what I'm saying? This motherfucker, 2,000 years old, he's still doing commercials. So how rich was he ever? That you still 2,000 years old and they stand you up because you at 2,000 years old, you almost really just a statue at that point. And he's talking and shit and you getting grossed out because he's 2,000 years old trying to sell you some shit. So it's a hard thing to tiptoe around. But the good thing is there are many different ways of success. So you have to find your way to succeed in it where you can save yourself as much as possible. Now, is that easy? No, that ain't easy. Again, it's tiptoeing around it, but there are parts of the music industry where you can kind of put your hand in, take your hand out, put your hand in and shake it all about. But it's kind of that kind of play. So, as I said, my cousin won 2 Grammys, probably one of the top drummers in the world. Matter of fact, his kick he originated a drum kick, Narada Walden. He originated his drum kick. Everybody copies his drum kick. You can look that up yourself. I'm not going to explain it, but you look that up. Narada Walden's drum kick. But one brother just died. Brother flew from California to supposedly help another brother, a brother that, didn't have the cash. They gave the younger brother the house, the parents' house. And still he needed help from his other family. So he flies to Kalamazoo just to ride with some of the family members and technically died riding in the car. That's one of his brothers. His other brother, who I was really close to, he said he drank himself to death. So even he had sacrifices. Because his father is still alive. His mother lived to be 84, 85. But not his 2 brothers. Yeah, and it's just shit. Yeah, it's just the 2 sisters, him and the 2 sisters left. Yeah. No, Chris. So it's almost like he had to die in Kalamazoo. Like to fulfill the sacrifice, he had to die in Kalamazoo. Because at one time he was Kevin was Narada's manager. So, he was with Narada. Because Narada was getting these contracts and getting these Emmys, he's right there. Grammys, getting these Grammys, he's right there with him. So it's almost like to complete the sacrifice. As I said, with the Kalamazoo Promise. Well, I don't want to get off that. But so, and maybe Sly's better to answer as far as the music, but from my watching from early Motown, watching how hip-hop happened, I think sometimes one-hit wonders might get away with some of the sacrifice. And again, shaming, as I said before, it's better to shame than die. I read like Deshaun Watson. Deshaun could have got killed for, but it's better to take the shaming than to take. And he only losing $500,000. And remember, they gave him his bonus. What was his bonus? 60, 80 million bonus that they gave him. And his money's fully guaranteed, which means they put it in the bank and sits there. And he draws off it every year. He gets what they owe him every year, but it's in the bank. That's what guaranteed means. It's there. That's why sports is better than any other thing. You go to a regular job, they ain't gonna put your money in the bank. Well, how much am I gonna make this year? Well, you're gonna make $200,000. Well, put it in the bank. No, they they don't do that. So look at what your specialty is, and if you can tiptoe around it, maybe, because there's a lot of ways of being in the music business. Seems like the more behind the scenes you are, like Johnny Bristol is a prime example. Johnny Bristol wrote Ain't No Mountain High, or he didn't write it, but he produced it with Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye. He produced it, and he sung Hang On In There, Baby, Hang On In There Now. But from what I saw with Johnny Bristol, other than him dying probably in his 60s, other than that, I didn't see anybody in the family getting sacrificed. Not like that. And this man was, part of Motown, a great producer. I think he sung, I listened to this, Hanging in There, Baby, I think was his biggest hit. But I didn't really see the sacrifice with him other than he lived. But a lot of them cats that were stars in Motown in the 60s and 70s, like you take the Dramatics, for example, it was probably 10 to 12 different people. And look at the number of cats that died of heart trouble. Almost all of them, the height of their fame was the cocaine era. And, cocaine can make you die of heart attacks. So, but that's I would say, take it as far as you can take it. And then if you can tiptoe around it, And if you see where this is okay, this is what this is kind of, as I said, it's better to be shamed. So you go in there and do the music, maybe somebody steal your money or some shit like that. That's part of it. You taking that hit, that's okay. I mean, it may financially hurt you, but again, it's the shaming and not killing you, not sacrificing your people. So that's another way that might show you that that's the hit you take. So you done signed or whatever, and the shit goes foul. That might be the hit, because a lot of times I said it's better to be shamed than to be killed. So that could happen as well. Be like, okay, I'll take this hit, and understand that if that happens to you, understand that that's what's happening. It's like, okay, this is the shaming part. Okay, I'm gonna take it, and then because they won't lock you out. They'll let you proceed if they can still make money off you. So that's my take on it. Can't wait for anybody to start back up. Easy money bet. Oh yeah, I'm definitely all on it. Just stay independent. That's a way too. I mean, if you can get the music out there, like Coda. I heard that's why they keep working. Like they stop playing. I heard that's why they keep working after they stop playing, like commentators. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to get away from that life, because what people don't understand, why a lot of the commentators can go into coaching. A lot of the commentators, you're almost like a coach. You go look at both teams. You have the scouting reports. You look at film. So for you to say that now Steve Nash may have been a dude that really didn't do a lot. Well, he probably did work as a player, but really coaching, really not equipped. But again, how hard is it to coach a rigged league? It's not very hard. So, you can still do all the work. But my point, I'm sorry. My point is these commentators, they still travel the way teams travel. And again, it's still that travel. So these guys like that travel. Again, what did they just give Troy Aikman? They just gave Troy Aikman like $100 million to be a commentator. Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny got one of the most entertaining shows. I will say that. I would agree. Despite Chuck, I don't know, not handsome, not articulate, but Chuck is like nobody's fool. But he plays the fool. Chuck plays the fool. Listen to me now. Oh, this was what I was going to say. Okay, this is what I was going to say about, okay, I forgot. I'm jumping around, but this is what I wanted to say about RG3. This is what he said. He was talking about the game and everything, and then he said, well, at the end of the day, he said, and then at the end of the day. So I was like, no, he didn't say, at the end of the day. It made no sense. He was talking about the game, and then he said, well, he asked him a question, and RG3 said, well, he said, two filler words, at the end of the day. Those was two filler words. Is the same as the end of the day. It's a filler word. Parroting spell still, but I just laughed because I was in the bathroom when I heard that shit. He's like, at the end of the day. I almost made me think that they was in his ear, like, get it in. Atlanta Housewives, watched a little bit of that. At the end of the day. Well, you ain't shit at the end of the day. You ain't shit at the end of the day. Parroting spells. Well, thank you. I tried to Tutti Frutti. Oh man, and Pat Boone is snapping too. He's like Tutti. I mean, he's like snapping off beat. They done like chopped and screwed the Tutti Frutti. Pat is like, this is the best he could do. This is the best he could do. Like, what's his name? The Shark Bites. Bobby Darin. Oh, the shark. That was his thing. And the fish bites. Oh, and his teeth are pearly white. And the shark bites with his teeth. Yeah, and his teeth are pearly white. But this is all he would do. Just snap his hand and move around like this. Bobby Darin. But Bobby Darin had Sandra Dee. He had Sandra Dee. He was married to Sandra Dee at her peak of young. Sandra Dee, breath smelled like carnation milk. She was young and tender. Sandra Dee. When she was young. I would have had Sandra Dee too. I gotta find that kick. Oh, it's funny, man. It's funny. Oh. uh, Richard, let me see where. Okay. You've been playing pickleball. I played yesterday. I played yesterday. I played twice. I played in the morning and I played at night. So yeah, today. Oh, I'll answer your questions, but today, let me tell you, I wish sometimes you could reach through the phone and choke people, for making mistakes. So the reason I didn't play pickleball this morning, well, really, I didn't go to sleep. I had to take my daughter to basketball camp. So I left here at 3. I quit here yesterday at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had to get up at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. I got up at 8. So I got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, probably more like 3. Yesterday or day before, I hardly slept then. So it's been 2 days. I've been kind of going. Yeah, I forget my point. I forget. So I go into Burnsville because my daughter, I'm supposed to pick up my daughter from tennis practice. So she's supposed to get dropped off at 6:45. Now, all day, I've been talking to her mother, like, pay attention because it's supposed to rain. So, matter of fact, when I took my daughter home from basketball, it kind of sprinkled a little bit. So I told her mom, pay attention, it's going to rain. I'm not going to call her a bitch, but it's kind of a lazy bitch. Got something to do. Thirsty for whatever she thirsty for, which is none of my business. I don't give a fuck. But you so thirsty, you dropped my daughter off early. They've been predicting rain all day. And then my daughter's left with a coach that we really don't know. She done known him for the last 3 or 4 days. Left with just him. Because this chick is so thirsty to go do something. Drops her off. Practice don't start till 6:45. Storms has been predicted. She drops her off at 6:30. My daughter calls me 10 minutes later and say, Dad, they done canceled it already because it's raining. I'm like, where your mom at? I'm like, I'm a city away. I was actually about 20 minutes away. So luckily, that's all I was aware. Her mama was way too far away. Because I was like, what you doing? Why did you drop her? I didn't know. All the other children were. No, you dumb. So, yeah. So, yeah, I played pickleball yesterday, but yeah, I was mad today. Slide means a lot, but yeah, his advice would be great too. Okay, maybe he'll watch this. To Moray? What happened to Moray? Man, Moray is getting paid. That's what's happening to him. He got paid off his one hit. Quicksand or whatever his one hit was. Yeah, Moray. I still get his videos. Ain't none of them hit like that. 200 million, some shit like that, whatever it is. Yeah. But yeah, Moray fell off. But you see him now, he's all iced up. So he made a little cheese off that one song. He keeps making music. He was on, what's his name? J. Cole put him on. He was on another one. But none of them really worked. Him and J. Cole just didn't really work. I liked the song, but it didn't really work. Had his shaming ritual, the NBA Summer League. If y'all seen how they were clowning him. Yeah, I saw how they was clowning him, but I don't know. KD has his losing to Post and the NBA great shaming him. That's a good point. Ami. Just like Ben Simmons and Kyrie. Yeah, they both got shamed. That filler word, ugh. Yeah, ugh is another one. KD sacrificed his coach. Wow. In high school. Yeah, because he's from DC, right? He's from DC. KD was live on Instagram. I said, KD, what's the script? He told me to chill out. Oh, he told you to chill out. What's the script? He told you to chill out. But he knows. Because he knows. He played the Texas and then never win nothing. KD saw my comment too. Wow. That's funny. I hope the Nets win this year or next year. KD, my favorite player. That's who my early pick. And it's not because of KD. It's because of Simmons and Bill Russell dying. I think that might be why Bill Russell died, was for a non-scorer, good defender. I mean, Ben Simmons is like Magic, what Magic did. As I said yesterday, and then the dudes from Craig Facts got it wrong. Magic wasn't never guarding guards. Magic always guarded a power forward or he guarded a small forward. Cooper would guard the guards. When they was both ones and twos, Cooper would guard the guard. Or they'd bring somebody else in there. The Magic big ass of 6'9" was never trying to stop Isaiah Thomas. You heard him on Cole's album? Yeah, he's got that one song where he's with Cole. Yep. That's why KD wore 35. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. So we'll see. But that's the only thing I can think of Bill Russell, which might be the connection. And as the season go, but that was my early thing. I don't think they're going to give another one. I don't think they're going to let Golden State go back to back. I think that's kind of that group's last hurrah. A lot of them is breaking down. Green is breaking down. Can't really do heavy minutes anymore. Not quite as elite defender. Never been a great shooter. Again, if you see him make threes, and I've said this before, at 16, I did a video, and it showed the perfect. It was perfect. I'm still try to see if I can go back, because I put it on Facebook, too. Because now when you see it, they edit that part out. But that shot was like the ball. You saw the ball go like this, and the ball just stops. Now, how does a ball stop rotating in the middle of the air? It just stops rotating and drops in the basket. But you see it. He releases this from his hands, and, it's slow motion. And the ball is spinning, and the ball just stops spinning and just drops in the basket. I was like, they don't even care. I think he paid a tribute to the age of coach by wearing 35. Yeah. I think you're right about that. I think so too. Well, let me see. The new rule is they can, let me see, what do you say? Devices in the hats. They can hear the catcher signals. So they have earbuds. They have a device to hear the catcher signals. So the catcher is some kind of clicker or something, but there's a device that the catcher and the pitcher can tell each other what's coming. There is a new device that was allowed by the major leagues this year, which shows earbuds. But there is something that they can allow communication. And I forget how it is, but there's communication between the catcher and it's not like, the hitter can hear what he said, but there is a type of communication now. Now, what the system, again, I don't quite remember the whole system, but there is something new this year where they can communicate. Yep. I also asked a script title coming to Brooklyn. KD said, chill out, chat again. Then he left the live. Wow. There's a script title coming to Brooklyn. Oh, wow. Yeah, you should have screenshot it. Yeah. Wow. That's the only way he's going to get another one. Again, that's saying he can't win without a good player is shaming him. But thank you for asking that, because I'm kind of thinking Ben Simmons. Now, we also got to look at the ABA. They only let one team in the ABA win. Are they going to let another? I think Lobo and I both talked about that again. Are they going to let another ABA team win? They ain't letting none other win but San Antonio. Now, despite the merger, they still like the Lions. Lions ain't going to never win a Super Bowl. By the time I'm 3,000 years old, they might. But the Lions Cardinals will never win a Super Bowl. I don't care how much money they give to Murray. That's a team that ain't going to never win. I did screenshot. He was looking directly at his screen when he was talking. Oh, wow. So, okay. Yeah, there's only 4 ABA teams. And, man, study, as I said before, the best sports lick of all time was the dude who had the the Spirit of St. Louis ABA team that was the Utah team before. And then the Kentucky Colonels. Them dudes got billions for not having teams. They got the NBA. They got the NBA. They had enough. It was really the Spirit of St. Louis owner that he said, okay, I want a point of the future TV revenue. And at the time he signed his deal, it wasn't that much. Don't you know, by the time Stern wanted to stop that deal, because these dudes was getting $1 billion every year. It was taken away from Stern's pockets. So Stern and them was like, okay, we're going to pay you off. And they finally paid them off. But these dudes they became billionaires without even having teams, which Kentucky never made sense. Why not keep a team in Kentucky? Now, St. Louis, it was going to be hard to support a team. I mean, the Hawks was once in St. Louis. They really hard for basketball. But Kentucky, I don't know why they didn't keep the Colonels. Colonels won 2 championships. The Colonels had great crowds. Kentucky is probably only second in far as basketball craze, only second probably behind Indiana. And they're, kind of, well, not really near, but kind of near. So that one I didn't understand why the Colonels, but yeah, it's only 4 teams, but only 1 team has been allowed to win. The Nets have been in the championship. Remember when Kidd and Jefferson was with New Jersey? So they've been in the championship. They haven't let them win. So I don't think they will. Yep. Pacers, Spurs, Nuggets, and Nets. Yep. I don't think Brooklyn is winning anything. Team is trash besides KD and Kyrie, and Lily Lubu said they won't let an unvaccinated guy win. I don't know. Countries kind of changed, so I don't know about that. They let Spurs win 5. That's very odd. Yep. And that wasn't a great team. Next season, the Nets' 10th season in Brooklyn. There's an anniversary. Remember, Warriors had a 75th anniversary logo on their court. I only say, again, I'm not a favorite of KD or any of them dudes. Kyrie, none of them. Kyrie got, Marduk on his shoes. So Kyrie is not he's with the fuckery. He's with the script. So nothing unique about him. Fooling people. But I only say that because Ben Simmons and Bill Russell are very similar dudes. Very similar. Other than Bill Russell couldn't dribble. I mean, Bill Russell couldn't see. Will Chamberlain could play in any year. Bill Russell could not. Bill Russell could not play in today's game other than being a good defender and a good rebounder. But that come a dime a dozen. Now, you got to score. You can't really score. They ain't gonna. I don't care. You get 20 rebounds, you got to score. And eventually, it's playing 4-on-5 if you can't score. So, Lakers make a run next year? I don't think so. And then they gave LeBron. What did they give him? $40 million again. Remember when they gave Kobe all that money? Kobe had came off the shoulder injury. Kobe had tore his Achilles, and then they gave him $40 million. And you know why they keep these? You know why they keep these old dudes again? The script. They can count on these people to continue the script. I mean, Jeannie Buss paid Kobe $80 million in 2 seasons, and she about to pay LeBron at 37, 38. Makes no sense. Business-wise, that makes no sense. But again, it's easier to keep these dudes in the league that already know the script. It's easier. So that's why they do it. Ben Simmons was script to fail in Philly. Oh, fail and be shamed, no doubt. And again, it's better to be shamed than be killed. Plus, the young core is developing. Oh, it's a storyline. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll agree with that. They sell tickets and merchandise. That they do. But this has been a marvelous day today. Very smooth. Other than not getting any sleep. Even then, I thought I was going to take an afternoon nap. Afternoon naps be nice. But people wouldn't leave me alone. Motherfuckers calling me, like, asking me stupid shit. And when I'm tired, I get ignorant sometimes. I be cussing out the principal and shit on the phone. What the fuck you calling me for? Bothering me about some shit. You want the motherfucker to come home, put his little ass in the cab. Well, I don't know if we can do that. And the teacher that had my son be like, yes, I'll pay the cab. I'll pay. Yelling in the background, I'll pay the cab. Just get this motherfucker up out of here. Then, I don't feel no shame. I done cussed the principal out on the phone, and I got to go to the school and pick this little motherfucker up. I have no shame. I will cuss you out again. Or you're not very professional. What are you talking about? I ain't got to be professional. I'm a parent. I ain't got to be professional. I'm not working. You working. You mean I'm not very cordial? Perhaps. I'm kind of rude. I am kind of rude at times. But you that are parents, y'all talk to these teachers. Sometimes you have to check teachers. Like, who the fuck you talking to? I ain't one of these students. Now, who between me and you? But understandable. Yeah, definitely. It's just funny. It's just funny. My daughter was embarrassed. I talked shit to the lunch lady, or not lunch lady, but we had to stand in line like when I was doing responsible daddy hour. And I'm talking shit to these motherfuckers. Like, get my goddamn daughter, motherfuckers. Got out my car. I'm like, hey, what the mail's like? You can't talk to her like that. Man, what you gonna do about it? Well, I'm not gonna really do anything about it, but you can't talk to her like that. Then take your punk ass back over there. But I apologize. Sorry, I called you a bitch ass hoe. No, bitch ass hoe hoe. I think I called her a bitch ass hoe hoe twice. So I apologize for that. Did I mean it? Not really, but I was wrong. Cussing these people out for no reason. But I'm human. I'm only human. I make mistakes, baby. I make mistakes too. Ooh. Shih Tzu massage. Oh, all right. It's been a good day today. I got some good news. One of my sons, it's funny. I have to call my brother and tell him that my son has got a job at at the elementary school. I told my mom, and I'm like, guess what school he's going to? And she said it, but I never went to this school because I busing started, but my brother did. And my son got a job at that school. And I told him we had a cousin that taught at that school too. I think that's where she retired. And so he got a job there because I grew up in that area. So it's like the energy kind of stayed in that area that he gets to, further his career as a teacher. Both my sons are going to end up, or my sons with my first wife are going to probably both be teachers. So, yeah, Watson only got 11 games. Yeah, and it's 17 now. In the 17 games now. So yeah, that's nothing. He only lost 600,000. Wasn't his bonus like 80 million? Didn't he get an 80 million bonus? So what do you care about a $500,000? His contract was only $1 million this year. So from game 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, he's getting $500,000 for that. So he don't care about his contract. He got the bonus. And next year he making 40 something. So it's going to be all forgotten. Now, will they let Cleveland win? Cleveland has won. Well, I don't know. The Baltimore team won as Cleveland. This team has never won. Doubtful that Cleveland will win. But all they have to do is have a winning season. And people forget. Yeah, he was fined the biggest fine. Matter of fact, it turned up to be $7 million because how did that come out? It turned out to really be $7 million because the Cleveland Browns organization put in an extra $1 million and another $1 million came from somebody else. So the fine was technically $7 million that's going to be put in, but maybe it's the NFL put in another $1 million too. So no, Cleveland put in $1 million. And I think the NFL put in $1 million, so the total will be $7 million, but only $5 million is supposed to be out of his pocket. And as I said before, fines are tax deductible. You get fined. That Charles Barkley was the first one to do that. He got fined. Charles Barkley put that shit on his taxes, and it rolled. And so that you can put your fines on your taxes as a write-off. So he like $5 million. That's a great write-off when you got 80 million bonus. And you got a $5 million, ticket back. So not really bad for him. He still got 225 million. There you go. $250 million. People will forget the Watson stuff. Exactly. I mean, hell, Roethlisberger, look what Ben Roethlisberger did. He pretty much was accused of raping a girl in the bathroom with two people standing outside blocking women from going to her rescue. And he still got off. And you know how they shamed him? He got hit on a motorcycle. Do y'all remember that after he won the Super Bowl? He got hit on a motorcycle. Do y'all remember that? And didn't really have a great season because they said that the motorcycle probably had a concussion, was probably, beat him up a little bit. That was his shaming for whatever he did with that girl. Yay or nay, I'm not a Steelers fan. Oh, this feels good. I don't know why I haven't kept this here. But But yeah, they'll definitely forget. Any success, they'll forget. It's like the first game he comes back is when they play Texas. Now, if you don't think that's scripted, it's just like PJ's team, Denver, plays Seattle. They start the season playing Seattle. What is the odds of that? That these people got to face their ex teams. Do you see how it's scripted in the story? Do you see how the story is put together? So these are things that you just have to consider. But guys, I'm gonna have to cut it short because I'm tired as hell. I'm tired as hell. I can't go anymore. I need some rest. And so thank you for joining me. Excuse me. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow's Friday. More than likely, I'll be on. Might come on a little bit during the day, but we'll see. But hang in there with me, guys. I feel good about things, and things are better every day. And not just better, but things are smooth all the time. And so I hope you feel the same way as your energy and whatever you're doing. I hope you feel worthy. I hope you are fulfilled. Because too many of us go through this thing and nothing fulfills us. You see women like that a lot, where they just are not fulfilled by anything. And a lot of them take like my daughter's mother. I know she thinks that she has to have a man to be fulfilled. She don't really understand that fulfillment comes from what you put out there, not collaborating with someone else. It's your energy. And that's how, the abundance of fulfillment comes in. It's what you put out there, not you joining with someone and getting it. No, first you've got to get it, because you can't get it until you can't join someone to help you get it if you can't get it first. So, are you off tomorrow? Shoot, might have to have you shoot in. We can talk shit. I got these 2 other laptops. I just got to get cords for them. So, and we're still building. I'm gonna build the computer. We buying one thing at a time. So it's gonna take me a minute to build it, but that's the way that I'm gonna do it. So get that built. So, but I feel good about it. I feel good, guys. But yeah, hit me up. It's something I had to ask you too. Damn. Because I really need to call you, and I can forget what it was, PJ. I had something to call you about. I should have called you earlier. Now I think dinner was done, so I ate and then forgot about it. I'll be old man, but I got to call you. Yeah, these teams was playing their former teams is all. Yeah, it's definitely a script. It's definitely a script. It was funny. That jersey I bought of Wilson, they were still selling. They were showing. Did y'all watch the game tonight? They were showing the Seattle shop, and they were showing them Wilson jerseys. I done paid. What did I pay for that jersey? $20. And I know it was more than $20 in that store, but I paid $20 for that jersey. So, okay, I will. Yeah, because I'm gonna be out and about tomorrow night. But yeah, I'll hit you up and we'll work something out. You feel like talking? I know we can chop it up if you got time. We can even go a little earlier because I got my daughter. It's my weekend with her, so I'm not gonna be up terribly late tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. So I'll hit you up. But just damn, I hope I can remember, because I really had to call you about some shit. No, I never forgot. I was thinking about you earlier. My line is always on. I appreciate that. I do. Man, I should have called you earlier because I was thinking about it, and I was like, damn, call, because my friend asked me something. I was like, I don't know, but PJ probably know. So I got to ask her again. It was something. She asked me about something. I was like, I don't know, but PJ probably know that. I remember telling her that. And then how old people get. I think I got to go back to the big piece of Motivite, the old man. And I tell you, I really wish I could get a lot of this stuff because it helps memory. It definitely helps memory. No doubt about that. You get old, it's just, you ain't as quick. You're quick sometimes, but you ain't as quick all the time. Y'all see me, I be getting stuck on trying to think about shit to say. But thank you for hanging there with me. I know this ain't the greatest presentation, but yet what you have to consider is the community. The community still works with me, and I appreciate that. And the community is all still where everything is there to learn, to gain, to add. And so, we all get to that point in time. I mean, my other computer breaking, that's okay. I'll just build another one. That's all right. So So thank you for hanging in there with me. Life is good. And remember, even when life is bad, it's still good because it's life. A man will rather be in prison than put in an electric chair or getting the needle to put you to sleep because he's alive. And so even though he got to sit in the box all day, he's like, shit, it's better than being dead in the box. Better to be alive in the box than dead in the box. Sometimes it's kind of the same thing, though. You think you're alive, but you're really dead. I mean, prisons ain't nothing but batteries. If you understand that. Prisons ain't nothing but batteries. They're draining these people's energy. So not only are they paying them cheap and keeping them as slaves, they are draining their souls as well. I mean, you can't tell me that a prisoner don't come out of that mug where he don't feel that soul draining. But they're batteries. Prisons are batteries too. They are sucking energy, life force out of the prisoners. And I don't think anybody talks about that. But that is a fact. I mean, I told you, I used to take motherfuckers to jail. And it's funny. This motherfucker be hard to motherfucker. You pick him up, motherfucker be hard as a bitch. But we used to take him to that old Jackson prison, that 100-year-old prison. That was hard, but we would get down there in Lansing. And when you come off 94 and you start seeing the complex, because you come off of I-94 outside of Jackson, and you come, and right on your right is the prison. And the motherfuckers, they talk shit, and then they see you turn into Jackson. They see the first fence of the prison. Motherfuckers start getting quiet. Then you turn in, because when I'm driving motherfuckers off, I'm going in the prison. I ain't driving them off at the gate and turn. No, I got to take them into prison, get the paper, give them paperwork, get paperwork back, and go. So motherfucker go in there, and the Jackson had like an old door that it's like an old door that would shut. And when that gate shut on them mugs' eyes would start getting big, especially if they ain't been to prison. Now, if they been to prison, motherfuckers be like, this ain't shit. But them dudes that ain't been to prison before, them young dudes, ain't never been, they shut up. And it was always, when that gate shuts, that's some for real shit. It's like, I get to leave, buddy. Like, motherfucker talking shit to me, I'm like, yeah, you ain't talking shit now, and I get to go home. But that motherfucking gate is shut, and motherfuckers' attitudes would be like, deer in the headlight, don't know what the fuck is going to happen. Am I going to see the toss salad man? Toss my salad. Hey, he's a young guy. He's tossing salad. Hey, young boy over here, toss my salad. Well, you can put peanut butter and jelly. Remember the dude at HBO? Well, you can put peanut butter and jelly on it. Like, okay, it's still an asshole. I mean, I can cut off a pig's ass and put jelly on it, but it's still an asshole. It didn't change. It's still an asshole. So you guys but it's your thing. Do what you want to do. Yeah, I remember it eventually. Yeah, it hit me. I had to ask my friend. I had to ask her, like, what was that? Because we was talking about something. I was like, damn, PJ know that. I don't remember. But I asked her. So, if you want to hear more, go watch the other shows. Time Walker said I gave it out enough. So, this has been the Chocolate Mountain Show. I'm your host, Big Pontiac. Thank you for joining me. Till we meet again, say less.